To be at least remotely plausible, a conspiracy theory has to be based on some truths, even if they are only half-truths. A conspiracy theory dramatizes half-truths deployed in such a way as to manipulate the opinions of the relatively dim-witted sectors of society. Strictly speaking, the sector of society I am talking about has no opinions. They merely swallow whole, without digestion, any titillating story fed to them by public figures they consider glamorous. Often the conspiracy theory is propagated through memes, spread through social media. The uninitiated collect these carriers of propaganda and imagine proudly that they are accumulating knowledge. The comrade parties are very skilled purveyors of conspiracy theories they end up believing. There are wild conspiracy theories built around the so-called Stellenbosch Mafia and the white monopoly capital. The Mafia is said to be an evil cabal which is secretly running South Africa by manipulating the political leaders. There is a little truth in this. There are some very rich whites who live in Stellenbosch. As is the case in any democracy, very rich people donate large sums of money to political parties. These donations have to be made public because they are likely to influence the policy of parties. The idea is that if donations are public, the influence is likely to be not only within the law but desirable. Influencing policy is not necessarily a bad thing. After all, rich people usually control large corporate citizens. It is, however, true that power to influence can be abused. It is important to note that all political parties accept such donations. However, the donations are a favorite political football. Comrade parties like to give the impression that everyone else except for themselves are puppets who accept bribes from the so-called Stellenbosch Mafia. Obviously, parties would love to have independent sources of funds. This is particularly the case with the spendthrift comrade parties. This is one of the reasons why corruption has gone out of hand in state institutions, which are used to finance whatever party is in control. The DA was somehow under the impression that the coalition deal they negotiated with the ANC at national level also applied at provincial and local levels. They seemed to be shocked when Gauteng descended. It should have been obvious to the DA that the ANC wanted to salvage maximum power from their disastrous electoral performance. In particular, the ANC needs governance spaces without the DA so that they can continue financing the ANC by fleecing the taxpayer. The governance mess in Gauteng proves that the 40% the ANC got still gives them too much power to abuse. They are masters of arm twisting. I wish the ANC used their skills to establish their own businesses to finance the party. Given their need for independent sources of finance and their political clout, it would have been so easy for the ANC to establish their own businesses. Their failure to establish own businesses shows that we now have a class that is addicted to a parasitic lifestyle.